Hello there, everybody, and welcome back to episode 22 of Firemind. So, there are a lot of things to talk about for today's episode. So, first of all, we've begun to build a road. If you haven't been around for the last episode, it's been mainly because our trade post was unable to latch his wagons on the trade post. Somehow that something blocked them. Usually they are pretty good at finding a clear route to the fort, but when I looked at the forest here, it became clear that this might be a problem for the traders. So we began to carve a road, and we have, in response, suffered our first death. So Dusim Idokolin was not only some dwarf. If we check with our list, we lost our chief medical dwarf in that night or day, whatever. So that's been quite a hit. We are going to assign a new chief medical dwarf in response. I just wanted to showcase that this was not some random death or some meaningless thing. This actually did hit us quite hard. So we definitely need better diagnosticians here. We only have novices and those people. I don't like that too much. But our Doctor's Guild Hall is available for all the citizens, so at the end of the day, it should be doable. So, I have also ordered the excavation of our first tomb, or the big tomb for the fort. So, the Towers of Age, in my imagination, are a civilization that is quite, how to say, proud of their dead and quite public with their dead. So I felt like a real cool way to do all this would be to get ourselves a really nice, pompous grave thing here that is really close in the entrance areas of the city. Not really just at the very entrance, a little bit at a secluded area where you will not run across every day. You go into the living areas or into the workshop areas. You need to go a little bit past the usual ways, but it is really there in the very entrance area of the fort. And I really thought a lot of time about if I would be putting it down here or here, but I figured that you might love death and all because of religion as much as you wanted to. It's pretty cool if you are not constantly being reminded of that when you're doing your daily groceries. Anyways, that's the thought process, and that's how I will make it look like. We are also going to make this thing really stupidly pompous, like I said, by bringing in, where's lead, a metal flooring into this entire place. So we're going to put it down like that. So we need 156 of those. And we are going to overwrite the lead in the center with silver. So we have a really, really nice looking place here. I don't know if it worked like that. If these are now silver or lead. Either way, we got so much Kalina down there that I really want to to put it to good use. It's just a shame if we don't use all those materials that we got. One of the things I did, in my opinion, wrong, or, well, wrong is not the right word. I kind of felt like I could have done a lot better than that, or can do a lot better than that. To just use the stuff that your fort has available. But it is also quite easy with Dwarf Fortress to be really overwhelmed by the game. So, anyways, we only get better, and I maybe give you guys a couple of ideas along your way. Either way, we are going to use one of those heavily decorated lead sarcophagi here. I have prepared these things in the previous episode, so we are able to put this down like that. If you run the hack on your own fort, you could now put a tomb zone on the shade of this one, but this will result in a nasty graphical bug that will show the sarcophagus forever invisible and only the body remains or whatnot. That's really ugly. So in case you ever wondered why your buried people looked like they had no sarcophagus or coffin or whatever, or there's just an empty coffin, it's usually the reason for that. Okay, so we get in there. I really like this place. It's gonna take a while until the walls get smoothed. These days my stone cutters are very, very busy people, as we are constantly cutting new blocks for the roads out here, which is really a big task. So I don't know how long we'll got to wait for these roads to be built. Also, there's one thing that I really need to mention. Building these roads has become quite dangerous. The local wildlife has become agitated by all the tree cutting that we did, and we've been ambushed several times. That's, by the way, how the chief medical dwarf died. So we got to be really, really on our toes. Apart from that, I just realized that we might just use a couple of these fine altars that I've made here. There we go. Making these places a little bit less empty and dull. These halls really were a little bit out of my attention for a bit too long. But, well, there's always so many things to do. Kind of sad that these bituminous coal altars aren't black at all. Dang. Yeah, well, okay. That was not how I imagined it. So, this is now how we're going to bury our dear friend Dusim Idokolin. So, the sarcophagus is encrusted with all kinds of fun, fancy things, so this will actually make people quite happy when they check back with their dead. Okay, so we got all that ruled out. Let's head back to the road project. I do see that the blocks are getting delivered and done quite quickly. I have taken the liberty to add in a little bit of a trick for that. So I have made the amount of these infinite. You reach that by going into the amount and enter 0. So that has the consequence that every single stone cutter's workshop in this fort can now be filled with make granite block jobs. And this is just what we need these days. So what do we have here? The Gloved Crafts Dwarf Guild wants a Grand Guild Hall. Well, we haven't put up much of a work with these guys. Let's see. They got not too much value in their guild hall. Yeah, well. Well, how we're going to do that? Let's check back with the farmers. I really don't know how rich the Farmers Guild Hall is these days. Yeah, great. Yeah, I still haven't looked up a good appraiser for this place. Anyways, we'll be getting there. So, we'll be just putting down statues of the local authority here. There we go. Since Uzol is now a countess, we should use the silver statues here instead. So let's see if this will be enough for the Grand Guild Hall. I don't know. It is it's a bit of a cheap move, isn't it? But on the other side, I don't know. It would also be... Nah, it's not fitting at all. We gotta be checking back with the options we got there one day or later. Okay, so where was I? Yeah, granite blocks. So as you see here, we have now a lot of access to these things, and also tons of people are hauling the granite blocks back onto the surface. So this industry is working really, really decently, and it's been really one of the best proposals from the community side to make this fortress a 300 euros strong, as this really does make mega project building so much easier. as you have just a lot of people available to work with, your tasks just get done faster. And see, the longer I played this whole thing, the more I realize that it is really darn helpful if you have so many extra hands available. And 300 people, well, that's 50% more than your regular start. So, yeah, you really will notice that. Okay, it's a Grand Guild Hall already. Bam. There we go. It's just splattered with the face of the Countess now. So, let's get back to smelting silver. Have I put up a regular order for that already? I don't know. Let's see. If I sort this, will this do anything at all? Control O. Doesn't look like it does anything. I tried, I guess. And so, if this is supposed to be sorted now, I don't see how it is sorted. So the point that I'm trying to figure out here is, do I have silver on my order list? It doesn't look like, just like I thought. So, smelt native silver ore. I just want to have constant stockpile for 100 silver bars here. There we go. It's just stockpile keeping. It's really important. We also need to dig out new materials later down the road. Silver is really, really valuable for our fort. Therefore, this batch of silver statues is going to be very valuable for our wait a second, is that the right, was it the correct Uzol? It's a little bit fast on that one. So, Uzol ore dust. Right, good. And there we're going to make another batch of special statues. It's just like, these were Billon, and Billon is just an inferior metal. So, we're now going for the big guns. Alright. She has been promoted after all, so... It seems as if the recent tree chopping's agitation has subsided. But if we will continue building the road now, there will be most likely agitation happening. So this time, I will be a bit smarter. We will station our squad here while I'm ordering the next batch of trees that are in our way to get removed from the construction side. I really hope that the stationed military will fight back the agitated animals and we will have less civilian casualties. I'm not sure if this will work, but I think it is worth a try. Let's see. We're starting to hurt the trees, and I'm really curious to see if there's a peasant is fighting. Alright. That's just stuff collapsing again. Alrighty. Poor bloke went unconscious, but it looks as if there's nothing immediately happening. We're gonna send the squad back into their barracks for a moment. And I'll keep an eye out for any wild things happening. It is really dangerous these days, but if we want to carve a road through the forest, we'll have to do. I mean, technically this road leads directly into the Elven lands, but who says that the Towers of Age are not willing to expand them themselves there? I will bring up a road into this direction here as well. I really want to. So we'll see about that. It's gonna be real pain though to build that road. Can't really foresee that, but whatever. As long as I have the material, it shouldn't be too hard. And currently, well, my stonecutters are really providing. We are right now we're right now building the road faster than we are cutting the trees for that road. Or standing in the way of that road. That was pretty good. and we're getting closer to the map's border. You see, these roads, they aren't necessarily that much of a mega project or stupidly much or anything, but, well, due to the fact that we live in a biome where giant animals can spawn, this adds in a bit of spice into all of this. So, well, let's see. I'm going to station the military here in the vicinity and see if there's anything agitated running around that we will be fighting against. So, there's again one of my woodcutters being ambushed by the nature. Luckily, they don't really hurt themselves. They just get knocked unconscious. And then go home and have a rest after that happened. Okay, looks like there's nothing attacking my people right now. Nobody can promise me that it stays like that, but whatever. Now, the silver flooring. Oh, I need to put that into the crypt. I can clearly remember that the crypt is lacking its silver flooring. Well, yeah. So sadly, I don't run the mod that makes metal floors look shiny. I also don't know if I can add that mod afterwards into the save file. If somebody knows how that works, let me know, please. I'd really like to try it out. But I'm too busy most of the time to even remember that I wanted to look this up when I'm done recording this. It's most of the time the biggest issue, that I have so many things in my mind with all the tutorials I do and whatnot, that I quite often forget about those things that I wanted to look up quite quickly. Anyways, so, with some luck, we might be actually getting the road down this episode. So, I wonder what I ordered there. It looks a little bit like there might be something gone wrong. We'll see about that. Okay, so we are getting closer to the map's border. Only a few trees here and there. Okay, so the final clearing. After cutting off these, we are done with that part. Then we have a reach to the southern part exit of the map. We have a reach to the northern exit of the map. I mean, basically, tell you what, the smartest thing would actually be to have a road through the mountain. That's what we're going to do. Duh. Not over the mountain, but under the mountain. Sure thing. But, how wide must they be for wagons, though? Either way, that's, we're just going to make it wide enough. Easy as that. Oh yeah, I already know how we're going to do that. I have made things much more complicated in my head than necessary, but that is luckily easy to fix. Okay, we're gonna go like that. Maybe that's a bit too wide, but whatever. So yeah, we got a bit of lumber. Probably the elves might be slightly offended about that strip of stone lying in the forest. I should have actually built it out of wood, now that I think more closely about it. Well, there's always another run where I want to anger the natives, however you want to put it. Get on a bad term with the neighborhood. Alrighty. So, glad that we are getting there. Let's put down the coal etching. Okay. Alright. I really thought that this might take longer. Yeah, I already have decided that This strip here is being replaced by coal. Alright. So I just want to place down the construction commands already, as this makes things a lot easier to manage there. There we go. This will take a moment until the granite blocks are all fetched up and everything, but once we are finally done with that part, let me just quickly excavate. Oh, wait a sec. No, that won't work. I just realized why it won't work. Duh. You cannot just excavate to the border of the map. There will be always a wall at the end of the map. That is impassable as far as I know. Nah, we need to go and build ourselves a ramp, I think. But whatever, it's just a ramp, you know. I built a giant ocean bridge. A ramp will hardly stop me from getting past that. So I think it's okay that this part is that much slimmer than the rest of it, because I feel like it's pretty cool to have this as the secondary road. You wouldn't make a road that has to go up the mountain too wide anyways. Doesn't make really any sense to me. So we're just going to replace that. There we go. So yeah, we now are in the waiting phase. There's for some reason one of these not being filled up. Whatever. I don't mind. Ah, look at that. The central crypt looking really nice. Okay. Let's put in some doors. And I figured that this will be where we will be burying really important people, and I'll be also putting down the sarcophagi as needed, as this way the sarcophagi can be decorated and made look shiny as long as necessary. You know, that's one thing that I really found very important, me personally. Okay. I want to expand my storage here a little bit, as I figured I want to order now clear glass sarcophagi as well. Or is it coffin? Yeah. So a set of 10 of these for important people. Okay. I love this. This place is coming along so nicely. So one big issue of this fort is, though, that since I have ordered smoothing to be only a stonecutter's task, no smoothing at all is being getting done. So let's see if the previous tasks that I ordered have been fulfilled by now. Yeah, right. It just takes darn long time now. But at the same time, I feel like I don't want to interrupt flow of things in the fort. So, a kitten has adopted the brewer. That's okay. Alright. Oh man, I'm so happy about that road. Are you? I really feel like making these little things, leaving an imprint on the map. This is really what Dwarf Fortress makes shine for me. I think we will make a road over this place into this direction here as well later. Because, you know, why not? Alright. Really happy to see how quickly the whole granite business is being handled. Let's check. Alright, we do not have the stone being transported upwards fast enough. So, I don't know if this is even getting me anywhere to put up the wheelbarrow count, but at the same time, this is one of the points where I just should start learning to work with carts. I just am a little bit lazy and figured that for this run, the Towers of Age, they are a civilization that doesn't utilize minecarts. But for future runs, I want to learn it. I will learn it, promise. I really feel as if I'm making things unnecessarily harder for me by now, because I know how to build a deadly trap with minecarts. If I can't build traps, I can also build logistics networks. I'll remind myself of these words later, but we'll see about that. It doesn't sound as if it would be that much harder to build something useful instead of something deadly. But we'll see about that. Alright, so I think the mountain road we won't be completing today, as this will be a little bit more work involved. And I don't want to order a new slab of granite being paved out before this part of the road is done. The industrious dwarves of Firemine, though, have followed the orders of the Countess really, really well. The winter is not even over, and it is there's a really good chance that by the time that we see spring, this road might be already finished. Down there at the Stonecutters' halls, there's a constant business going on there, as we have every single workshop being busy cutting granite blocks, among different other things. But you see there, by now we've reached the spot where several stonecutters have had not enough material available, so they've been going down to lob their own granite blocks. That, by the way, is the worst case scenario. It is really something that, yeah, well, I should try to avoid that. So we will expand our halls again. So we're going to make another set of workshops here. This layout is not that efficient. I really have made this layout more for beauty purposes than for efficiency purposes, but at the same time it is totally okay. We can work with that. If you wonder why the trade routes are so important to me, that's not only a roleplay reason. It is just like we don't have any iron in this map. We also are living so far off of any goblin civilizations that we are also cut off the usual supply of iron, the so-called goblinite. Players have started calling it like that because goblins tend to come always with metal gear, and yeah. Killing goblins is a solid income source of iron for many different occasions. Let's put it down like that. Alrighty, so we need to construct walls here at this spot. Yeah, we're doing these with logs. We're totally doing these with logs. That's what you would do, actually, in real life, too. You'd be working with locally sourced materials. Right, so we're just going to build a nifty little ramp system upstairs here. Nothing special. Chaos. Guinea hen. Why is the agitated Kea? Okay. How did they get in there? That way. That is a crisis. The elves sent these. I tells you, the elves sent these. I can already hear our esteemed Countess shout at the happenings here. So we're going to seal off this hole with dead trees, and look at these chaos. They go in here for a massacre, but as a matter of fact, they're being killed by my local animals. So maybe the whole lungfish mystery was always that hole in the ground here to begin with. Maybe they jumped out of the brook in there. Damn. This game. You'll be so often riddled with very mundane problems, and you'll be just wondering, what the hell's happening there? Okay. Check this out. There's a lot of open space here as well, but luckily that is something that I intend to fill up anyways. Lately I was looking at the place and I was wondering why the hell this corner here isn't floored yet. Well, okay, so I think the pastures are now safe from further bird attacks. A peasant has been stung by a bumblebee. Damn. Quickly go to the doctor and see that nothing bad has happened. Alright, so this is kind of like the future project. We haven't finished it up yet, so we need to make hundreds of granite blocks still. For all the things that we just see here. Alright. Not today, not now though. I really have to leave now. I'm sad to say that, but it's been a really good episode so far. We've had a lot of cool things happening here. I really love the crypt. I hope so do you. Ah yeah, that's a smoothing job, for example, that never gets done. Anyways, drop me a comments down below. I am so eager to hear back from you. And as usual, I'd be super happy if you'd left a thumbs up for the algorithm and consider subscribing. It's always a nice way to help me out as well. And of course, check out the description box. You will find the entirety of the Savage Lands saga down there. You'll also have the opportunity to see all the other fortresses that I've played. Also this wonderful fort here. Either way, there's also Patreon, PayPal, and Buy Me a Coffee down there, and I'd be very delighted if you'd be checking them out. So until then, I really hope you had a good time. Thanks so much for watching my videos. I couldn't be doing this without you guys watching them, so cheers to you, and I hope you had a good time, and next episode we'll see what we can do about this crazy place. Bye-bye.